we talk a lot about, that I always talk very highly of. Very cool team to watch and how they play. Very, very aggressive map control based team. And we do have Robin here in the chat, so that's pretty cool to see.
I was actually going to see, I was just pressing tab to see if he was actually going to be in as a coach, because we saw a couple teams that we saw someone last night, I can't remember who at this point, but we see more and more teams actually bringing their coach into online matches, not just at LAN, but Pistols already started. Ace, oh, they tanked that nade up on the backside of the green train as XP3 tries to do some more damage, hasn't been able to collect the shot so far as Desi and Rush are the first to get the kills, and Roka, there's the double from him. He's quite competent with pistols. It's his Deagle that's actually well known, but the USP is going to do the trick tonight. As Desi now, they're all searching to try and find Bez, and Desi switches over to the nade at the exact wrong time. Goes for a flash that's not necessarily planned, but it actually worked as Bez just barely, narrowly dodged that. And Desi gets the kill. It's 1-0 for eLevate.
Yeah, Roka with 2 clean kills. Desi also with the second one there at the end, but Roka just shuts things down, coming around the corner, calm and collected, and takes him out. And that's what he's known for, those very, very clean headshots. It's a cold-blooded killer, so try to go very quickly, but you said it, they tanked that nade. I mean, the utility buy there, they throw it in a perfect choke point, deals massive damage to 2 to 3 players, so Ace Gaming. So very well done pistol round by eLevate.
Fast push right now, at least to upper. Gonna go all the way. Yes, they will. Already dropping over the railing, and Desi, I don't know if he's heard them or not, but he's falling back inside the site with that smoke out. And they're coming down lower already. Storm's going to spot them on the rotation. Desi, though, firing away through the smoke with the tiny little MP9. Manages to pick up $1,800. It's like winning the lottery, and he'll get more than just those 3 because he switches over to the USP. Tries to get the defuse, but unfortunately, Rush beat him to it.
Right,
no mine.
All they wanted.
RWS.
Yeah, the plant's all they wanted there, obviously, and they didn't invest anything into that round, so this could be a third round buy here. They have over 4,000 on all their players, so this could be an AK-47 buy on the third round, despite not getting a plant in the first one. And it is. They do choose buy up here.
And they get decent nades out. They've got 1, 2, 3, 4 smokes, 5 flashes, and 2 HEs. Less significant, but the important is the execution has the possibility to work now. Roka's immediately going to toss out a nade to the main connector. Maxaki is the only one that's waiting there. Second nade as well, so they're actually putting a lot of pressure onto that early choke point.
Yeah, but Ace Gaming takes control of halls, and yeah, it is going to be Desi. On the old train, Desi was a beast at holding this area of the map. This is where he played. That was his position. He was an animal in it. So doing it here again on the remake, XP3's got that scout. Hits Maxi a little bit. Does a little bit of, or Maxaki does a little bit of damage to him.
He did take a nade though from Monty coming in from Ivy. If we can still call it that. Maybe we should call it Pigeon.
Ode to the lost pigeon.
I know. That was the most hilarious thing ever.
Yeah, still very spread out though as this terrorist team, and XP3 is going to get aggressive as he likes to do with the scout. Very efficient, takes out Monty. And no map, that loses so much map control for Ace Gaming, so they're going to be forced into this inside execute. 40 seconds left on the clock. They're going to come down the A ramp. It's going to be all up to Desi. Spots the foot, but he gets blinded. Going to turn out and spray with Rush, and they manage to take out 2 of them, 2 left. Pex makes his way to the bomb site, sneaks around Desi, gets that kill. So they're going to be able to get the plant. Vez is going to be forced to push up.
Pex is trying to hold this. Like you say, Vez has to go on the attack just to make sure they don't get in and do damage onto Pex as he puts the bomb in place. Finally, it goes down. He peeks out. Excellent shot on Storm. This makes it a little bit easier for them to try and hold, but it immediately gets nullified as Vez does go down and Roka picks up both. So the retake is definitely strong. The first gun round, it comes out a little bit early, and Ace Gaming are going to go back to pistols as a result of this. So eLevate are looking at a potential 4-0 start on the new train. And we talked a little bit about new train potentially favoring, but I think before they added red train, massively favoring the CT, or pardon me, the T side just on those early smokes. By adding this red train, not only is it harder to land the smoke now on top of the site from spawn, but it gives a little bit more coverage for the CTs. So I think 9-6 is possible once this map develops.
Yeah, we'll see. There were a couple of tweets from the Dignitas players saying that it was very, very CT-sided. But it's still just so early on, and we talked about there's only really been two to three pro matches we've seen on it. XP3 gets blind, but he takes the shot down the alley as well. It's a straight shot. Picks one off, and Roka just sprays him down as they try and get to the bomb site. So this eco round is just being cleaned up. Rush does get dinked, but he stays in the fight to end Disciple. Very quick round there.
There's so much potential on this Ace Gaming roster, so if Rob and his coach can really get them rolling, I mean, Pex, you got to go back and look at Pex. That's one of the former CSS dynamic dominant players.
He's got a ridiculous amount of ESEA LAN trophies. Just for years, he was just a dominant force.
Yeah, so, and now with Maxaki, he's going to be picking up the op this round. We'll see if he can try and get it to open up something. Actually going to use it out toward Ivy, so that's the most direct angle. But he's already falling off that. Might go back toward main. Meanwhile, Pex does find Desi over on B. XP3 smoked, so he can't get his op out in return. That nade does okay damage, though, onto Maxaki and Pex. Or rather, Maxaki and Vez. As I take that back, Pex lost his damage on the B execution, at least on that first exchange. But they're going to grab the bomb, and it looks like they finally are going to head toward inner.
Yeah, and this seems like it's what Ace Gaming wants to do. They want to take control of these brown halls, these box halls, force everyone back, and make sure that you put pressure on B so they can't cheat any defense into the outer bomb site. At the moment, with the man disadvantage, it's just rush back here. And he's got a tough decision of how he wants to spot both choke points. No one really even close to rotating to support him. One smoke goes out on upper, and it just seems like they want to lurk out of it.
Very forward position right now from Roka on the site.
But the rotates have come in, so they threw that smoke and they gave the attention, and this has allowed eLevate to rotate over.
Rush is forced out of position, though. XP3 does hit the first shot. Maxaki, nice shot on the drop down, and Roka now finds the responses. Monty drops. It's all left to Maxaki and Disciple with the one-man disadvantage going against them. Maxaki misses that second shot on the peak, gets up on top of the train, changes his angle, nails XP3. Well played from him, as XP3 had no idea he climbed up that ladder, and now Storm late on the rotation. This lets the bomb get into position. Nade's going to go out, does decent damage, and he peeks as well. M4 does drop down the Swedish player as Roka looks for another shot. Storm's going to do it all himself. Disciple did actually get Roka. Nice shot right before that, but eLevate, this one gets a little bit closer, down to a one-on-one this time. They're going to pick up their fifth.
Yeah, you said it's Storm late to rotate, but it wasn't just Storm. It was his teammate he was playing outside with as well, Roka, I believe. It took him so long, the two of them, to come in. But that's another round where Ace Gaming's been able to make it into the bomb site, bomb planted, and play the post plant once in a 2-on-3, and that one was a 2-on-2. But eLevate's won both of them, so they go up 5-0. The money's starting to roll in their favor heavily. But Ace Gaming playing a very, very slow, calculated style. They want to gain control of those halls so they can't cheat the rotates. They're putting pressure on Ivy as well, or the old alley. But this round with the bye, Maxaki does have an AWP. He goes for a pop flash for himself. He gets blinded, so he's not able to peek quite yet, but here he goes. He's trying to find an angle with that AWP, but XP3 takes him out.
So good hold from XP3. And the important part to note about that is that new angle, because of those boxes we discussed a little bit last night, he has to be really forward. So there's a chance to catch him when he crosses back over from Ivy, but no one's in that position. Roka's going to go ahead and add to the kill total in the round. Drop down Disciple this time. Keep in mind, Disciple and Desi used to be teammates, I think, not even 2 seasons ago.
Desi's been on a lot of squads before he's found a home here on eLevate. Seems like he's really thriving in the role as well. He comes up on this first train. They haven't made their way to the bomb site. He's going to push through the smoke. He does manage to get one, but a trade comes in immediately. Now Roka rotates into connector, and Vez, all they can really do is at least get this bomb planted. He is going to do that. He's going to get tagged up by Nate. About 20 damage dealt. 1-on-3 situation for him.
And Storm, again, going to be the one that closes out on the round. But the bomb plants are continuing to come, so at least there's money flowing for Ace Gaming, as well as this money bonus. This should put them, yeah, exactly. They're right back into a buy position, even though a couple of them were zeroed out that round.
Yeah, these bomb plants are definitely crucial. You want to keep getting those buys, and you also want to make sure you're getting 3 kills. I mean, that round 3 members survived, so the money for eLevate is still building up. I mean, Roka had like $13,000 before that round ended. Or going into this round, at least. It's only Rush who's really having trouble, down to 50, but it's still a full buy because they're able to drop so many. And XP3 with his AWP has been getting some very, very crucial kills. He's only got 5, but it seems like he's chiming in with the opening pick more often than not with the sniper rifle.
Roka again gets aggressive. He's going to head toward ladder this time. And he may actually climb up. He is. So this could get him in behind right now if he doesn't get spotted. Pex isn't in a position to do it, so he can separate the offense here as Maxaki's not even going to see him coming, and Roka's already behind both. Trigger Discipline does take the first shot easily on Desi, and there it is. Maxaki does go down, but the bomb's not over there. It's out toward Ivy. As Vez, Monty, Pex all one around the corner. XP3 has taken a secondary angle with the op to at least hold as soon as they come around, and he spots the first barrel. That gives him a time to line up and time his reactions as takes down Monty. That pushes the bomb forward as well. So Rush just has to wait on the front side of the smoke. Flash does come through. A good snack splash blinds out everyone, but no one's been able to spot anyone up. And Rush gets the first on Vez. Pex has nowhere to go but into the grave. And XP3 will dig it for him. 7-0 now.
That play from Roka just crushes any kind of idea, anything they wanted to do. They wanted that to be an inner fake to Ali, obviously, with 2 going inner and 3 positioned over there with the bomb. So Roka just eliminates that idea before it even really begins, and Ali just gets shut down. A nice crossfire. So many eLevate members coming in for the party there at the end. They're up 7-0. Like we said, so much money. It just keeps building up behind him. Roka back up to 13,000.
Now, set up again with this sort of split tactic. Roka this time is back at electrical box, so he's not in directly onto ladder room. We're seeing a change of pace. I can't remember who it was for the life of me last night who stayed at ladder. Desi's in his home again. You talked about this. They try and flash over, but Vez throws it. Somehow he still blinds up Desi. That must have just got around the back corner of the box. So Vez gets the kill, even though it's traded. But here's Roka. Late climb on the ladder this time. Another double for him. This time he's got control of the bomb as well. Pex will come back into him. So it's still a man advantage for eLevate, but they picked up rifles. An M4 and the AK now for Pex. And back down the ladder, so they want to go back over to A. But look at the setup. XP3 and Storm both staring at ladder.
Yeah, this might just be a slaughter as they jump out. XP3 playing so far back. He knows they're both there. Just waiting for it. He misses the shot, though, so it doesn't give him a chance to swing wide to get out. Storm's going to peek, though. He takes out the bomb. Getting caught with his nade in his hand is Pex, so it's going to be down to this 1-on-3.
Pex does at least pick up the bomb again, so they still have a chance to put this down and get money, which has seemingly been their plan every time, because so far they haven't picked up any rounds. Rush is aware of it, doesn't rotate over, does not need to, so right now Ace Gaming still can't get things going. I can't remember who was it last night that was sitting at ladder like the whole time just waiting at the bottom of ladder. Paulie, that's exactly who it was. I couldn't remember. So a big change between his style and how Roka's doing it, because Roka's playing passively at the E-box. He's actually giving up ladder, so he's not in that position, but then he's pushing it when he needs to. Whereas Paulie just sat in there the whole time. And you talked about how that took him away from the A site, too far away from the A site. He pretty much traps himself in that room.
Yeah, it's just, you know, at a certain point, you're just in there, you're not gathering any information. And now look at this, a fast inner rush out of Ace Gaming. Desi's going to Molotov off upper. He's going to smoke himself out. He's just hiding behind this new spindle. Are they going to check it? If they are, they're going to spam him and spray straight down. Maxaki gets that kill. The inner bomb site is open.
Maxaki has 5 frags right now with the high ping. Rush takes him out of this round at least, but again, bomb goes down. This time they've got a decent chance because it's still 4-4. This is actually the most amount of lives they've had post-plant. And Rush takes a shot at his Storm, his teammate. At least he does some compensation by getting Monty immediately afterward, but look at Disciple still wreaking havoc from lower as they put all their focus into taking down Vez at upper, thinking that he's going to be on the late peak, and Roka does at least take down Disciple. That's the last player inside the site, but they've got 2 here to peek out for the diffuser. They're in a good spot, and it'll be the first that gets the kill. It's Vez, Roka's down and out, and Ace Gaming finally pick up their first.
This explosion, though, Vez is barely going to survive. But yep, first round's the hardest. Ace Gaming finally picks it up on an inner rush. Desi wasn't able to get anything going. They actually, he played it well. He mollied off top and he fell back to try and guard long, or to guard lower. They just ran through his molly and upper, so it's a nice thought, but a nice aggression from Ace Gaming as a team there. Getting those trades, getting into the bomb site, and you said it. Once they have the numbers for that post-plant, they win it. Looks like they're going to do the same thing off that success, but they have 2 members here. XP3 is coming with his op. He grabs the first one on the angle, counter flashes to fall back, and they're set up brilliantly for defense.
Yeah, massive change of pace to put XP3 over there because they know they've been giving up a lot of bomb plants on inner, so he gets the op up close and personal. Rush now is going to pick up a double. Massive damage in the nade. Yeah, Rush, that nade was in flight before the damage was initially secured on Vez, but bullets and nades all at once doesn't bode well for survival as Desi closes Monty.
Yeah, barely any damage taken that round by eLevate. Only XP3 even got tagged whatsoever, so they reset the money immediately, and this is in line for a monster half out of eLevate. We haven't really seen. We haven't really seen any kind of late executes out mid, to be honest with you. Every time they've tried to execute some kind of strat outside towards the A bomb site, it's been eLevate's aggression just destroys the attack before it can really begin. Getting 2 kills, flanking up the ladder was Roka one round. I think one round XP3 just picked someone off in mid. So they're doing so much damage early on that some of these attacks that want to go outside are just getting crushed, and they've turned into this one-dimensional team.
Look at XP3. Disciple looks like he wants to take this peak. Vez, Maxaki, all there, but XP3 is just holding with the... Actually, he's going to get aggressive. This is interesting, because if he gets too aggressive, he might get caught off. No, he jumps back. Okay, we've seen players do that. We saw that last night. A couple players try and slide out, get a big read on all that outer area, although it doesn't really cover off too much of what's going on upper, but it pretty much indicates that they've got to be in the hallway. Late smoke, though. So 3 players isolated right now on Ace's side. Pex has gotten into the B side. He's trying to force these rotations. He did pull Rush back, but he hasn't pulled anyone additionally over away from A. And Roka's getting up close with Monty, who just now rounds the corner. As XP3, team kill. Disciple takes down Vez, and XP3's manages to survive, so he'll get the first kill, and they just slaughter them after that. So unfortunate that that's how it transpires, and it's 11 rounds, and 10 of them go to eLevate.
Yeah, I mean, he was in a situation where he was going to get swarmed with a slow firing rate, obviously. That AWP, those 3 pistols coming at him, but he gets bailed out. Could have gone down there very, very easily. I was the first player through the smoke as well, so unfortunate for Ace Gaming, but you're going to see how to buy to them here. Maxaki has that AWP once again in his hands. He's going to go for this duel. He's actually going to take it down to Alley, because that's where XP3's been playing with it. But this round, XP3's not setting up for that angle, so we might not even see that fight come to fruition. In fact, he's just going to run straight away. He's going to get into the bomb site.
So into the bomb site.
They switch him up.
Bombs
He actually
still,
rotates all the way over towards B.
This is a different play again. So there's some good dynamic play going on from eLevate. And so far, Ace can't find the entries. They were getting those bomb plants down on B initially, but nothing going on at A. And it's a bit surprising. Yes, B, the bomb is extremely close to your entry point. If you can get them forced back onto the backside, you should get... That's the one thing with the train. You should get bomb plants regularly, but there's been nothing going on at A, and we thought that's where smokes were going to make a huge difference on this newer version. And so far, Ace aren't using really any of them that we've expected.
Yeah, but Roka gets spotted on top of this force train, so he's forced to fall out, but he gets the aggressive peek, does some damage, isn't able to get the kill. That's against an AWPer, so he's got to be very, very careful. And this defense for eLevate is looking very, very good. They have 4 players stacked up on this outside bomb site, and this is exactly where Ace is hitting.
Yeah, split 2 from mid, 2 from ladder. Roka tries to climb back up. Pop flash dodges it perfectly, gets the shot at Maxaki, shifts to the right. Vez drops as well, and Pex, he went down to XP3 just before that. So Desi, I mean eLevate, they're not looking fooled by anything Ace is trying to throw at them. It's so late in the round, and the rotations aren't going. They're not moving.
Yeah, we haven't really seen any smokes out of Ace Gaming into this outer bomb site, so, I mean, Roka's playing close up, but they have Storm farther back. XP3 plays out towards Alley with his AWP, and, you know, if they have those smokes towards the bomb train, if they have those smokes into some of these choke points, they can really isolate, you know, Roka in that aggressive close position and try and take him out, at least trade the kill. But they're not even able, because they're not using these smokes to even make their way into the bomb sites. Or the A bomb site, at least.
XP3 opens it again. Yeah, this is good from him. Different angle again this time. Is Storm on top of the train. Pulls a 180, takes down Disciple and tries to come back into Vez there. Pardon me, Devontae rather. No, it was Vez. The obituary is going so fast I can't keep track, because that's all eLevate's doing is just denying them entry. They're just mowing them down in basically a straight line on their entrance.
Yeah, really smart play for him. Storm there, just top of that train, just staying alive, even getting 3 kills, I think, that round. But look at Roka. Look at the story of this first half is Roka sitting at 7-3. He doesn't even have any assists, because he's just been demolishing anyone who comes onto his screen.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy indeed. And Desi's not far behind. All of them pretty much on double digits already, and only 14 rounds. Storm's just 1 kill away from doing it. And Desi's lurking. He's already up inside the stairwell. Monty's got no idea. They're waiting. So this time they tried to get clever, and they get caught off guard for it. The second player was on the stairs. Why does he not scout that push? Oh, that's abysmal play. Unfortunately, that looked like it could have been clever. They wanted to use that new window to try and smoke out onto the site as Vez at least fights himself back into a 3-on-2 situation as the HP stacked against them, but look at Desi, he's already staring down Vez, and it's an easy shot once Vez pops back out. So Storm, there it is, there's double digits, they all get there. That second player that was above the ladder waiting for the first to pop out, I think it was a flash initially, and likely a smoke to follow, could have easily been covering off the stairs for that lurk in Desi. Instead, Desi walks up, and he's just sitting there with the nade, and the second player is essentially doing nothing.
Yeah,
I didn't catch who it was.
Well, right when I say they haven't really used any smokes outside, they're setting up for it, and they get absolutely punished for it. And this is just, I mean, eLevate does this on every map. They just have a lot of looks that when they bust out these aggressive pushes, and that round it's 2 pushing up the stairs, and they just get caught out. Now they have 3 players inside. They're gonna push up onto this lower ramp. Storm and Desi combining for 4 kills. Desi grabs 3, and that round is over so incredibly quickly. Rush pushed upper to bail him out, and he gets that last one.
This is gruesome, I would say. 14-1 at the halftime. Ace Gaming, they can't even get things going. There's no opportunity for them to make things work at all. I think maybe just perhaps not polished with train. This is I gotta be fair, this is a hard map to play someone like eLevate on.
Yeah, it's especially this early, and it's, I mean, these guys are probably went over the map and have 3 strategies that they really wanted, they really like kind of talked about and wanted to run here, and of them entail the crazy aggressive nature of eLevate.
It's almost like some of these teams should have just, like, when Valve made the call that Nuke was out, started striding it way back then, because there hasn't been a lot of time since the announcement of this league. And this league matters. I mean, we've seen how close a North American division has been over the last 2 seasons. You give up games this early, it may not seem like much, but when we get down to the boiling, the fine line, look at the difference. XP3's throwing that exact same nade out the window, and the difference is that Storm is watching the stairs. So that way no one can lurk. If they had done that to Desi, they might have been able to get away with that round.
Yeah, and he throws those smokes to let 3 of the players get on alley. They're going to run towards CT spawn. This is going to be a B split. Dex is the only one here in CT spawn. He's got to do some work. He grabs a nice headshot onto Roka, gets traded out by Rush. They've really cordoned these players in the connector.
Man, they're completely trapped there. There's 3 players that were stuck, and Desi's going to fire over from the high ground. Good strategy from eLevate. I haven't seen this one yet on the new train to come all the way through the CT spawn like that. So complete split on the B site. And that means you don't basically have to bash heads and hold them out on the back side of the site. You can just come in and completely mutilate them. As we saw, they get stuck inside Z Hall. So match point already for eLevate, 15-1.
Yeah, this has been murder. Desi now takes the lead with that. He had that monster round at the end of the first half. We said Roka was, I believe it was 17-3 at the time. He hasn't gotten a kill since, but Desi has jumped him over. He's 22-6. And you're exactly right. That is the difference. Storm watching downstairs, and also it looked like the strategy that Ace Gaming was set up for with the smoke out that window was going to be an outside hit. So that's why they weren't watching down those stairs, because they didn't really care about it, and because they were going to hit outside. But unfortunately,
but it's one of those things, and I'll make a point as soon as this round finishes up, but it's one of those things where you don't want to make yourself redundant, and I'll use another. I've been using a lot of TSM examples just because I've been reviewing some of their demos on their dynamic CTs. But already a man down as Vez has dropped. Rush comes into the site. Cypher actually finds him, and Pex got one with the scout just before that, so it's not entirely over just yet, as Pex is still lurking in behind the oil tanker. That's what I'm going to call them. I'm going to start referring to all the trains by their Keller now. And Desi finds them, so he's going to drop down. Monty catches Roka. That's one more for Ace, but it's all coming down to Maxaki. And unfortunately, the Swede with only 4 HP and just a P250 has a gruesome task ahead of him, and I'm not sure it's actually going to work in his favor. It does not. Desi gets the kill, and that'll do it. 16-1. Massive performance from eLevate. So they go to 4-1 on the season, or 5-1? I think 4-1.
eLevate will now be... Let me double check, because I think it is 4-1 as well. It is 4-1.
Yeah, 4-1. So, yeah, that's right. So they started off 3-0. Niall and beat them. Now they're back to 4. So the point I was going to make is that even though you said that they're hitting for that inner sight, the second player is essentially standing there being useless. He's not going that much further away from the ladder to drop in for an intertake by taking 2 steps to the left and watching the stairwell. And it's something like when Zipnix pushes down in CT spawn on Dust 2, rather than have Cajun B just sitting there waiting on Catwalk, actually take this back. I'm going to give you a better example. When Zipnix, let's say, pushes Catwalk, Cajun B pushes through CT to take mid, and then they both fall back together. Because if Zipnix is covering